to the channel that knows nothing. I'm Jam, and let's get to it. So today we're diving into another book tag, the Quarter Life Crisis book tag. So it sounds fun, so let's go! Question number 1 in this tag is how many books you've read this year, and I am disappointed to say, so far, it's only been 27. We start out the year always with the benchmark of 100 books because we have a lot of things on our pile, but yeah. But last year we didn't meet it. We got to 85 because I went traveling and it was very hard to read and do that at the same time. But this year I'm really hoping that we'll meet 100 books. Also, I had a lot of rules last year. I wasn't allowed to read books that I had read before, whereas I took that away this year because that felt mean. So yeah, that's where we're at. 27. Yeah, 27, and we're in May. It just feels like there's not a lot of time. Question number 2 is, do you think you have found a book that is going to be your favorite of 2024? And yes, I have. I think it will be The Ask and the Answer, because my lord, oh my goodness, that was very dramatic. I really do think I'm seeing a pattern in my reading, is that the second book in a series always seems to be my favorite out of a trilogy or the series. So I feel like it just makes sense. Question number 3 is, are there any least favorites? And yes, there are. It is The Rest of Us Just Live Here, and I think it's because I wanted it to be so much more, and it was just sort of like, eh. Also, I didn't really like any of the characters. Like, I found them all a bit like, eh, and complaining, and I was just sort of like, I'm really not connected. Nah. The things I was interested in the most was not even the main storyline, because it was about how, like, the city or the town that they live in is, you know, got people who are the special people, and then the story was about just the people who are, like, you know, the background characters generally. And so I just wanted to know more about what was going on with the superpower people, because that seems so much more interesting, which I get that's what the whole book was about, but my lord, I was bored. Question number 4 in this tag is, what is the genre you have read the most? And I feel like it is contemporary, or like contemporary sort of portal fantasy, or like contemporary alongside of some sort of mystical being type thing. I think it's portal fantasy is what I would probably say is what I'm reading the most at the moment, or just like normal people going about their normal life. Question number 5 in this tag is a book that has surprised you this year, and I have decided to pick Jurassic Park because it has surprised me. It is way more in depth than the movie is. It is way more frightening than the movie is, and just overall, good time. I think I gave it 4 out of 5 stars. Decent. Question number 6 in this tag is a book that has come out this year that I have not read, and that is The Familiar by Leigh Bardugo. I've seen it about. I have no idea what it's about, but I'm highly intrigued. In a shabby house on a shabby street in the new capital of Madrid, Luisa Contadu? I don't know how to... please, I'm dyslexic. Please give me a free pass with names. Uses scraps of magic to get through her day of endless toil as a scullion. But when her scheming mistress discovers the lump of a servant's cowering in the kitchen is actually hiding a talent for little miracles, she demands Louisa use those gifts to better the family's social position. What begins as a simple amusement for the bored nobility takes a perilous turn when Louisa gardens notice of Antonio Perez, the disgraced secretary to Spain's king. Still reeling from the defeat of his armada, the king is desperate for any advantage in the war against England's heretic queen, and Perez will stop at nothing to gain the king's favour. Determined to seize this one chance to better her fortunes, Louisa plunges into a world of seers and alchemists, holy men and huckhouses. I don't know. Where the line between magic, science, and fraud is never certain, but as her notoriety grows, so does the danger that her Jewish blood will doom her to the Inquisition's wrath. She will have to use every bit of her wit and will to survive. Ooh, this sounds like very intriguing. Also very, very Lee Bardugo vibes. I like it, but I am hesitant to read it because it doesn't have my favorite characters of all time in it. But it's a different story, so I shouldn't be too upset. But however, I am intrigued to jump into it. Number 7 in this tag is a goal that you've made this year that you are succeeding at. And I feel like that is to read more broadly and give books a bit more of a chance than what I normally would. But I feel like I'm succeeding at that. There's a few books that I'm like, I have gotten halfway through and I really just don't want to read anymore, which I've mentioned already. But I sort of stuck it out to the end. I'm just like, then you're off my list and I don't need to worry about you anymore. Number 8 in this tag is a goal that you need to focus more on, and that is getting to the 100 book mark. I need to be reading more. I need to do it. The ones I'm struggling with the most are the audiobooks, which is weird. I just don't have enough time for them anymore, or I'm bored by the story, which is upsetting because I really wanted to like it. I really, really wanted to like it. I'm listening to The Power at the moment, and I don't know. I'm not vibing with any of the characters, and that's always like a problem because if I don't at least vibe with someone, whether it's side or main, I find it very hard to stay like cemented in the story and want to keep going. So there's that. Anyway guys, that's all I've got for you today. Please like, subscribe because this is always nice, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.